Boom. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Happy Monday to you all, and welcome to another live beer review. So today we're going to be looking at one that was actually, I don't want to say sent to me, but given to me when I was in my meetup in Ohio a couple weeks back from Mr. Grinchy Clouds. He's in chat right now, and he he handed me over a couple of some local stuff to him, and I'm pretty excited to try some of these out just because they sound pretty delicious, and I've never really had anything from Sun King Brewery before. So, yeah, first one we'll be looking at this afternoon, we got the Sunlight Cream Ale, which I'm really digging this can already just because that like Aztec sundial thing is pretty damn cool. And this guy comes out to a 5.2% ABV, and it's a cream ale. I'm pretty damn excited to see what this thing's all about just because cream ales aren't usually my go-to style of beer, but they usually have a nice sweetness to them. And okay, it's not a 5.2, it's a 5.3, my bad. But cream ales definitely have a nice sweetness to them. Sometimes they can be like creaminess and mouthfeel as well, but a lot of times when I've had them, they have had a nice kind of effervescence to them as well when it comes to just bubbly mouthfeel and all that kind of stuff. Plus, they've kind of made other variants of this same cream ale, which sounds actually delicious. I'm already looking at some coffee-infused versions, and then there's an apple coffee cake version of this one, which sounds phenomenal. But, yeah, I'm pretty stoked to try this one out. So, without further ado, let's crack this guy open. I'm hoping there's a nice sweetness to it. Let's see what else I can hopefully expect. Maybe you can have a nice bubbly mouthfeel. Definitely going to hopefully be crisp on the finish. But we're all about to find that out right now. So without further ado, let's crack the skin open and see what it's like on the nose. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, definitely getting a little bit of a sweetness. I think the malts are definitely going to be coming really forward on this one as well. Yeah, it definitely has that almost like a vanilla kind of note to it. Sometimes with cream ales, I've had situations to where they almost taste like cream soda a little bit, on just like an alcoholic cream soda almost, just because the sweetness from the vanillas they use and all that kind of stuff. So who knows, this might be similar to that as well. So let's pour this guy. I'm going to be drinking out of my untapped little 12-ouncer here, and let's see how this guy pours. I'm thinking it's going to be nice and golden with like a nice kind of crisp, clean kind of look to it. Yeah, no, this definitely looks like a clean one. It has a little bit of a head, but not much. But yeah, pretty clear. Has a nice golden color to it. A little bit of a head, but not too much. But yeah, look at that. That looks delicious, if I say so myself. Definitely still getting a good amount of that sweetness coming through. Almost like a little, like, at the end, it's definitely getting like almost like notes of a Kolsch at the back end. It's like it's a crisp, almost kind of like slight hoppiness on the finish maybe. Yeah, it smells delicious. So without further ado, let's give this guy a try and see what this thing's all about. So again, thank you, Mr. Grinchy Clouds, for heading these over my way. You're an awesome individual. And let's see what this thing's all about. So, cheers, everybody. Happy Monday. Yeah, that's really, really nice. Definitely, when it comes to this one, there's a lot of similarities you would get from your normal kind of cream ale, but there's a lot of similarities I'm getting to this one that give me Kolsch almost characteristics, where it's crisp, a little bit of hoppy at the end. Definitely gets a little bit of like almost like some of the malt kind of sweetness at the end, more of like a grainier kind of malt flavor at the end. But overall, yeah, it's crisp, clean, refreshing, absolutely delicious. Yeah, that's solid. That's really, really solid. So, looking here, let's see what Untapped has to say about this guy, because I'm curious. So, of course, like I said before, it's a 5.3% ABV, which, yeah, I would definitely consider this sessionable. And the IBU rating on this one is actually a lot higher than I thought, just because for cream ales, you expect a nice sweetness. You don't really expect it to be hopped as much, and that's what an IBU rating does. It's a rating of bitterness when it comes to hoppy bitterness and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, 20 IBUs on this. Yeah, that's a little up there from what I expected from a cream ale. And let's see what Untapped shows as similar beers for this one. So if you want, you can actually go down in the description below and actually look at the Untapped page for this one as well and see what they kind of show for similar beers and maybe possibilities of where you can get this stuff near you if you can. So let's see what they show here. So they got another variant of this one, which is another one from Sun King, which is the Strawberry Lemonade Sunlight Cream Ale, which that sounds really interesting, like a lot of bright citrus flavors with a creaminess, kind of sweetness in there. That actually sounds pretty cool. What else? We got one here from Central 28 Beer Company called Sunshine Greetings, which is like a wheat beer, like a wheat pale ale, kind of light, crisp, refreshing kind of thing going with that. And then we got one here called the Kentucky Tangerine Cream Ale from Lexington Brewing and Distilling Co., which is a 5.5 cream ale. Yeah, A little slight hoppy body. Of course, you're going to get sweet notes from the maltiness and adding a little bit of vanilla in there usually. But that one's definitely going to have some citrusy notes to it. But that might be pretty similar notes to this one. Let's see. We got one here from Veterans United Craft Brewery called Raging Blonde, which is a blonde ale coming out of 5.2. Of course, blonde ales have a really nice kind of really balanced malt flavor and characteristics into it. So let's see what else. Last one we got here is from 4 Day Ray Brewing. Wow. Called the Blood Orange Blonde, which is, yeah, it's a blonde ale. So we got a couple blonde ales on here, which of course you're definitely going to get those similar crisp kind of refreshing characteristics from it as well. But to be honest, I think the one that I'm going to suggest to be the most similar to this one is this Kentucky Tangerine Cream Ale from Lexington Brewing and Distilling. You're going to have around the same ABV. You're going to have a nice hop body to it, because for me the hop body in this one is definitely coming in on the back end when it comes to flavor. But citrus might be a little bit different, but I think with that malty sweetness you're going to get from this, along with the vanilla kind of notes, I think you're going to get a pretty similar flavor profile when it comes to drinking that along with drinking this. This one is definitely a light one. Like, the flavors aren't to the point where it's like crazy explosive in your mouth, like this is the best cream ale I've ever had. No, I'm not going to say that, but this is still absolutely delicious. Definitely love the crispness to it. Definitely like the lighter sweet notes that come in. I really enjoy that almost natural grainy malt flavor that comes in like right before you get that hoppiness at the end, which is really, really nice. So let's look and see at the description of this guy really quick before we start looking at ratings and all that kind of stuff. So it says here, the Sunlight Cream Ale celebrates American brewing tradition by balancing smooth malt complexity with a crisp, clean finish. And yeah, of course, you can get that crisp, clean finish when it comes to any style like beer with this by using specific hops that add almost hints of apple. Maybe have like a nice kind of your nice base of a Kolsch. This is definitely, I can see possibly a cream ale being almost like a Kolsch base, but possibly adding a little bit more different, like sweeter malts in it, or just adding your notes of vanilla in there to kind of have that nice balance of sweetness, and then having that nice hoppy balance at the end to kind of make sure it doesn't get too overly sweet. So yeah, this one's pretty damn awesome. I'm enjoying it. I'm really, really enjoying this one. So Spotted Cow from New Glarus is always an alternative. Let's see what... Yeah, I would say if you kind of compared Spotted Cow to this one, yeah, I would say it's pretty damn close. Spotted Cow's a farmhouse ale, so when it comes to kind of getting a cream ale, definitely there's a nice sweetness when it comes to Spotted Cow that kind of is a little bit more sweet than this. But overall, yeah, you can get probably a similar experience when it comes to Spotted Cow as well. But it looks right here that Sunlight was the winner of the bronze medal at the Great American Beer Festival and gold medal at the 2015 Great American Beer Festival and silver medal at the 2010 World Beer Cup in the golden or blonde ale category. So that puts a lot of good things on Sun King. Definitely being up there with having this one get a lot of those higher ratings when it comes to winning medals and all that stuff. So that definitely puts them in a good place over there. But yeah, I can definitely see why this won some medals. It's not overly sweet. It has that really nice balanced malty flavor in it, and it has a nice crisp, clean finish like it describes right in the description right here. So looking back here, like I said before, it's a 5.3% ABV, which I would always consider sessionable. You can have like probably a 6-pack of these and just sit at home and relax, and you'll be perfectly fine. 20 IBUs, I can definitely see why the 20 IBU rating is there, because you still get that nice hoppiness in there at the end. And with over 36,272 ratings, this one has an average rating of 3.52 out of 5, which isn't bad. It's definitely almost to that 3.75 realm, so most of the people are giving it a pretty damn good rating. But let's see if there's anybody in my friends list who checked this one in. So we got Mr. Duchess who checked this one in, gave it a 2, saying it's good but too light for my taste. Hey, I know Duchess likes a little bit of the heavier stuff, but that's okay. Another friend of mine I used to work with checked this one in back in October of 2018. So this one's been a while, and he said easy drinking, and he said it's reminiscent of a cream soda. Yeah, I wouldn't go that realm. I would say it's more of just like if you mixed a Kolsch style of beer with a little bit of vanilla and creaminess to it. Yeah, I think this is where something you'd possibly get in that realm. But he gave it a 3.5, and he purchased it at Garfield's Beverage Warehouse, which is in Norridge, Illinois, kind of heading towards downtown. So knowing you can get this stuff in Illinois is a nice thing. Of course, Sun King is probably distributed through a lot of the Midwest, I would say. But yeah, they do a bunch of things over at Sun King. They have a cool little website I'm looking at over here. You can actually get their spirit. They actually make spirits as well, so they make like vodka, agave, rum, white whiskey, and then their beers. Let's see what they show. Let's see if this. Okay, so the Sunlight Cream Ale is the year round, and then they have the seasonal stuff, which is like they have seasonal 16 ounces and they have seasonal 12 ounces. So they have a bunch of different varieties when it comes to beer. Of course, yeah, a lot of these look like some. Oh, they have an orange vanilla Sunlight. That sounds phenomenal. That's probably definitely going to be into that more realms of a cream soda, almost like a dreamsicle kind of situation. That actually sounds pretty damn delicious. But yeah, really love the labeling. Really like their kind of branding on this one as well. Their website's really cool, kind of sticking to that Aztec sundial kind of thing when it comes to their website. But yeah, they have a bunch of cool things over there. You can actually shop for some stuff. They have so you can get clothing, you can get shirts, hoodies, zip-up hoodies. You can get like some water bottles, 32-ounce kind of little bottles there. What else do we got here? Dog bowls, hats, button-up, work shirts, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, really, really cool merch site as well. So if you're a fan of Sun King, you can go over to their website and purchase some merch and all that kind of stuff. But let's see what other people had to say about this one on the global rating. Let's see what other people's opinions are. So this guy gave it a 3.25, didn't say anything, didn't need to. This guy gave it a 4 out of 5, purchased at 10 Hands, which is in Indianapolis, Indiana. And it's like a bar/hotel, and he looks like he's eating some tacos with that one, which I think this would pair pretty well with tacos. It has that nice kind of crispness at the end that'd kind of work well with some of the brighter flavors in a taco, possibly. Especially looking at this one, it looks like there's like pickled radishes and all that kind of stuff on there. So let's see. This guy gave it a 3.5, saying 7:30 a.m. heading to Vegas, beer time. Purchased at Sun King's Brewery, Concourse B. So looks like Sun King has they're connected to the airport in Indianapolis. That's actually pretty cool. So you can actually drink at the brewery while you're at the airport. I think that's a really, really cool thing. So he gave it a 3.5. Let's see what else we got. Let's do like 2 or 3 more. This guy gave it a 4 out of 5. He drank it at the O'Reilly's Irish Bar and Restaurant, which is in Fort Wayne, Indiana. And then let's do 2 more. This guy gave it a 2.5. Purchased at Spliff's Gastropub, which is in Jacksonville, Florida. And then last one we're going to look at here is another 3.5, saying it's no Ginny Screamer, but it'll do. And purchased at the Benny's Beverage Depot. Which one was this? In Des Plaines, Illinois. So, yeah, definitely getting a lot of 3.5s. People saying that it's solid. Of course, this is somebody we saw here drank it as a 7:30 in the morning beer, which I could definitely see this working as a nice early morning kind of crisp, kind of pick me up. But yeah, I think this beer is really, really solid for what it is. I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't expecting anything groundbreaking with this one. I think they were just trying to come out with something that exactly matched the description of what they were trying to work with. Something has a nice malty sweetness and then ends with like a nice crisp, almost like hoppy back note at the end, which I think is exactly what they pulled off with this one, and it's delicious. Something just fell off one of my desks and I have no idea what it is, but I'm not going to worry about it. But yeah, this one's fantastic. So let's start trying to figure out what we're going to be doing for ratings on our end over here with this one. Let's see. Of course, we have to look at the can art first. And I'm a really, really big fan of this stuff. Even though this is the kind of can art that you can't peel the label off just because it's almost like the heat shrink kind of thing on the can, that it all the way goes up to there. So this isn't the kind of label that you can save. Actually, I think it's printed on the can itself. So if you wanted to save the art for this one, you'd have to save the entire can, which is, I know some people do that, but I really am a big fan of the Aztec sundial part of it. The logo for Sun King is really, really clean, classy, and all that kind of stuff. And I really like the bright, vibrant colors, the holographic kind of notes in it, making it all like shiny and all that kind of stuff. And the little details they put in the background is really nice, almost kind of making like almost a translucent, like faded Aztec sundial in the background, where you have to get it at a certain angle in the light where you can see it, and that's a really, really nice touch. Definitely took advantage of most of the real estate when it comes to the can art, having the bright, vibrant colors and all that kind of stuff. So this is something you'd most likely see in a box when it comes to buying it in like a 6-pack or something. So I think having the box being displayed at like a local liquor store or bottle shop with that kind of logo on there, even though you most likely wouldn't see the holographic notes in it, is still a very, very eye-catching and really, really pleasing to look at kind of thing experience when you walk into a liquor store or bottle shop. So yeah, for can art in this one, I'm going to give that a solid 4 out of 5. I enjoy it. I really, really do enjoy it. So let's see if I got this beer in a flight. If I went over to Sun King, so let's just say I went to the location that's in the Indianapolis airport and I got myself a flight and I had one of these, would I get another one? Yeah, I probably would. I'm enjoying this enough. I think that what's saving it for me is that nice, crisp, hoppy, like Kolsch base finish in there, because I feel like, to me, I feel like this is a Kolsch base kind of beer. And then when it comes to them adding the sweetness to it, of course, like I said before, the hops, not the hops, the malts they use could be a little different. But overall, yeah, I think Sun King did a fantastic job with this one. Really, really good. Really, really nice, clean, refreshing beer. So, what is my final rating on this one going to be? I'm going to give this a very, very solid 7 out of 10. Really, really solid. So, thank you again, Mr. Grinchy. I know I got some other stuff from you that I'm looking forward to drinking here in the future. Some more stuff from Sun King. So, keep an eye out for those coming in the future. But other than that, yeah. If you can get your hands on this one, if you're looking for something that's just nice and light, crisp, refreshing, something that I would consider possibly like a lawn mowing beer, if you're in Kentucky out in the shed, this would be a perfect kind of clean, refreshing beer to kind of possibly start out the day, or in to start working your way up to some more of the heavier stuff. But yeah, I think this is an awesome beer. Definitely a really big fan of this one. So with all that being said, yeah, if you can get your hands on this stuff from Sun King, I would definitely recommend it. Of course, if you want to see if it's in your area, you can always go over to the Untapped page that's down in the description below and see on there if there's any like verified locations near you, or you can kind of look at your local liquor store or bottle shop, see if they carry anything from Sun King. Looks like they distribute all over the place. I see within the Midwest, within Illinois. I saw a place in Florida who had it. Of course, Indiana, you most likely be able to get your hands on some of their stuff. So yeah, other than that, let's see what we got here. I think that's pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you everybody again for hanging out. You guys are awesome. If you haven't yet, please hit that like button. It would help me out a lot. Also, if you're new to the channel and like what you see, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well, along with the notification bell. They'll let you know whenever I go live to another review. You can expect reviews any days that I have days off when it comes to if I'm not working or not. So there will not be a review tomorrow just because I'm going into work and all that kind of stuff. So I might have one coming back around like Thursday or something. I don't know, I might not be around Wednesday to do one, but yeah, I got some exciting things planned for you over here on this channel. And of course, if you want to support me in other ways, I did announce yesterday that I started a Patreon that is now live, so you can head over to the description down below, join my Patreon. I have some special things planned where I can be doing giveaways for Illinois exclusive craft beer, so you'll be able to, depending on what tier you join, how many entries you'll be able to get into like a monthly 4-pack raffle kind of thing, and I'll be sending you a 4-pack of Illinois exclusive beers, so keep it out for that. I think that would be a really fun time to see some more people over there and just enjoy. I have a lot of stuff planned hopefully within the future with getting maybe custom koozies, glassware, coasters, all the kind of stuff. A lot of things are moving in the brain for what I plan to do with that, getting some exclusive stuff for people who want to support me elsewhere, like Patreon and all that kind of stuff. So if you want, link is down in the description if you want to support me that way, but you don't need to if you don't want to. I'm not going to be pushy about it. But other than that, if you want to be on a platform, like you guys hear me talk about Untapped all the time, and it's a fantastic platform. I like to call it Facebook for beer drinkers, and it's just a fantastic time. You check in beers, get badges for depending on what kind of style of beer you're drinking, if you take a picture with it, all that kind of stuff. And they'll let you, like, I'm trying to figure out other ways where Untapped is beneficial that I haven't explained before. I've already spieled the whole thing already when it comes to when you check in beers, you get badges. You can see what your friends are drinking. You can see what's popular in your area. You can see what's kind of trending when it comes to what beers are trending within your state, within your area, all that kind of stuff. It's a really, really fun time. It's just best thing I could say about it. I haven't really had no bad experiences when it comes to anything from Untapped. So get yourself over there. If you're on there already and you haven't shot me a friend request, link to my profiles down in the description below as well. And I would love to see what other people are drinking. Plus, if you see what I'm drinking, you could possibly see what, let's see, Face Meat, Kentucky, Ian, BC's on there. Dutch is on there, Logan, Face Meat. I don't know if I mentioned Face Meat before already. But, yeah, there's a bunch of us on Untapped just checking in beers and having a good time. And I would love to see more people over there as well. But other than that, yeah, I think that's what I have for you guys today. So, again, thank you, everybody in chat, for hanging out. You guys are amazing. And I'm going to end this like I always end it before we get the hell out of here. If you're going to drink responsibly, don't drink and drive, and I'll see y'all next time. Cheers.